You're gonna regret this. Are you sure you're fine to break up with me?
Sure, of course.
Of course! Do you really think you can live on your own? I know you can't live without me!
Well, you can't decide on that for me. I'll be fine. You're the one to be troubled. You don't even have a decent job.
Ha! There are infinite number of jobs out there. I'm just taking a break right now.
Taking a break, huh? And I'm the one to be taking care of you in the meantime. You live off of my income, and how dare you talk to me like that?
No way! You get to work your job all thanks to me! It's because I'm relieving you from the stress!
What kind of logic is that? You're not relieving me from anything. You're the source of the stress. Our house is usually a mess when I get home. You'd even demand me to cook for you, too.
Okay, fine. I'll ask a little nicer then.
No, I'm telling you to cook for yourself. I don't care about how you make that demand. I mean, your attitude bothers me, though.
I'm a guy. Why do I have to cook?
Your values are like fossils. It's rare to find a guy who would seriously say that.
A fossil? I'm not that slippery.
I don't even know if fossils are slippery. Ugh, I'm so sick and tired of talking to you. You can't even have a decent conversation.
No, you're the one who can't even have a decent conversation. Jeez, you have no common sense.
You're the last person who deserves to say that to me. Anyway, I'm breaking up with you. This isn't a matter of discussion.
You're gonna regret this, you idiot lady!
I'm surprised your insults are so immature. Congrats on finally opening your new cafe, Kylie. I'll go celebrate the grand opening. Is there anything you want? Thanks, Kylie. Don't worry about bringing anything. As a fact, I'm willing to treat you if you decide to come. Okay, I'll get treated then. I want a Mont Blanc and a fried egg, so make sure you're ready for me. We don't serve fried eggs. We're a cafe. We don't serve anything you'd eat with chopsticks. Even if I were to eat it with my bare hands? That's not the problem. We're a classy, trendy face. If anyone were to eat fried eggs with their bare hands, I'd ban them. I see. Okay, I'll just take a Mont Blanc then. Anyway, you finally get to open your cafe. It's a bit sooner than you planned, right? Yep, I have more free time since I broke up with Caden. You know what? I'll bring a celebration gift for your divorce, too. I was so happy to find out that you broke up with that guy. What? Really? Of course, he was so ridiculous. He had a terrible personality and he was dumb. I'd say my pet frog is so much smarter than him. I guess. He was such a trouble. Kylie, you're a smart girl. Why did you ever marry a man like him? I used to enjoy talking to him. He was pure and adorable. He made me want to take care of him. Ah, but as soon as you married him... It was a living hell. I don't mind that he was pure, but... He'd say that women are the ones to cook and demand me to massage his shoulders. He would even do fireworks inside the house, and it was a nightmare. He's terrible enough with what he says. Did he really do fireworks inside the house? I'm so happy for you that you broke up with him. That's right. It would have been too late if our house burnt down, but I guess that was just part of my experience. I want to choose the right guy next time. Yeah, I agree. Let me know if there's anything I could do. I can hook you up with a boy anytime. But I don't really trust your taste in men. Who are you to say that?
Hey, I heard a rumor that you opened up a cafe. This means that there's something you need to tell me.
What? We already broke up. I'm not obligated to tell you anything.
What? I helped you open that cafe. I supported you by helping you look for the property.
Well, I guess we were looking at real estate websites together. I'm not sure if I could call that support. So what?
You better be kidding. It was such huge support. And that means that I'm a co-owner of that cafe, right?
Huh? Are you being serious?
I'm dead serious, of course. You better give me some of the profit since I'm a co-owner.
Look, stop being so immature. You should get a job.
What? Are you trying to teach me a lesson? We already broke up and you don't deserve to say things to me.
Just shut up. Don't even text me again. I don't have a reason to be talking to you.
Hey, I'm your co-owner. I'm also the producer, too. I'm super related to the cafe.
What does it even mean to be super related?
Anyway, I'm entitled to the profit from the cafe. You have my bank account information, so you better deposit it there. If you ignore me, I'm gonna complain to you at the cafe.
Seriously? You're terrible.
Hey, don't you dare call the cops on me again!
And don't you dare show up at my cafe again! We provide a calm, quiet environment to our customers. When you shout about the profit and all the things you said there, you were disturbing my customers.
But you didn't have to call the cops on me! I ended up raising my voice because you wouldn't listen to me!
Besides, I wasn't the one who called the police. You were scaring someone who was there, and that person must have called the police.
I'm the one who's scared. I'm scared that I might not receive the profit of the cafe that I run!
But you're not even running the cafe. Just how twisted is your awareness to make you even say that?
Either way, I'm the co-owner of the cafe. If you understand, you better immediately start depositing money into my account.
You're banned from my cafe. If you show up again, I'm really going to call the police on you. I already told the police about your appearance and your name.
I could call the cops on you, too! I'll tell them that you're the idiot who stole my cafe from me!
It's not your cafe. I never stole anything, and I'm not an idiot. You're the worst idiot in the world, and you don't deserve to call others idiots.
Either way, you'd better keep your promise. You're gonna deposit my cut into my account, okay? Do you understand, you idiot crow?
Shut up, you octopus gorilla!
Hey! I've been patient all this time. I even refrained from going to the cafe. It's not in my best interest if you end up losing customers too. But then you haven't even deposited my cut.
Do you even realize what you're saying? No matter how many times you demand, I'm not depositing. How many times do I have to tell you?
Whatever. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to take what I deserve from you. I'm reaching out to you about something else right now.
Something else? I don't have anything to talk about with you.
I do. Hey, Kylie, what happened to the child care that you owe?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about. I said child care. When you file for a divorce, it's only natural for you to pay your spouse if they have parental rights, right?
Hold on. What are you even talking about?
Stop acting as if you don't know what I'm talking about. You don't deserve to consider yourself a mother when you're neglecting to pay child care after filing for a divorce. You'd better pay the child care for this month immediately. Our kid is crying.
But we never had children.
Huh?
Why do you sound surprised? We never had a child, so why would I pay child care?
You must be misunderstanding something. You're right, we never had a child, but I have a new child now.
Huh? What are you talking about? You're not making any sense.
I said I have a new child. That means that I have parental rights now, right? It makes you obligated to pay me child care. So that's why I'm telling you to pay me child care.
Okay, let's organize the facts one by one. Did you say you have a child now?
Yeah, I have a new girlfriend. Her name is Mina, and she's a single mother. So I'm practically Mina's child's father.
Okay. And what were you saying about childcare?
Now that I'm practically a father, I need child care, right? Since you're my ex-wife, you're the mother, and you owe me child care.
How does that even work? Look, I'm not obligated to pay you childcare.
Huh? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it perfectly makes sense. Childcare needs to be paid if the child was mine. So, in this case, Mina's ex-husband should be the one to pay childcare.
What? Really?
I mean, it's only natural. Why would I have to pay for childcare for my ex-husband's current stepchild?
But Mina's ex-husband passed away!
Well, I'll give you my condolences for that, but even then, there's no way I'd be obligated to pay you guys childcare. If you think I'm lying, go ask the city hall or anywhere that could answer your question.
Okay, I'll do that!
Why are you sounding so cheerful about it?
Damn it! I was gonna prove you wrong by confirming with the city hall, but it turns out that you're not obligated to pay me child care.
I'm amazed by the city hall workers to have convinced a guy like you.
But we're currently broke! Mina works several jobs, and I've been taking care of the kid every day!
That sounds like a hassle.
I wish I could work, but since the kid has an illness, one of us always needs to take care of him. We have medical bills to pay, and the kid needs a major surgery soon.
Really?
Yeah, Mina's been troubled too. She must be worried about the surgery. You know what? Let me send you a drawing that the kid drew.
This drawing says Mommy and Daddy.
Yeah, I'm the daddy. The other day he called me daddy for the first time. So, as his father, I want to help Kenneth. I quit smoking for Kenneth too.
So, his name is Kenneth. I had no idea what was going on. I'm sorry if I sounded harsh on you.
It's okay. I'm sure you were surprised that I was demanding childcare out of nowhere. I'm sorry if I was being harsh on you, too. I've been worried about Kenneth and I was panicking.
Well, it's not about childcare nor the profit from the cafe, but I want to support Kenneth too.
Really? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't just look the other way.
Kylie, you're such a kind person. Thank you. I'd appreciate it if you deposited into my bank account.
Sure, I'll get it ready and deposit it by the end of the day today. Hey, Kylie! I saw your ex-husband earlier. He was muttering to himself as he was gambling at a casino. What? Gambling? Yup, he was playing on the slot machine right next to mine. He didn't seem to notice me because he was too focused on gambling. It was a non-smoking area, but he was chain-smoking. The employee there got mad and he got kicked out. What? Was he also smoking? Yup, he had no manners. I'm so glad for you that you got to break up with him. But that can't be possible. What? What do you mean by that? Caden reached out to me earlier. Can I send you a picture of our conversation? Hey, Kylie, don't tell me that you actually believed what he was telling you. Of course not. It's such an obvious lie. Oh, I'm so glad. You scared me for a second. I thought you ended up being fooled by him. Well, I guess you could be a little gullible, considering how you ended up marrying a guy like him. I already learned my lessons, so you don't have to say that. I'm just surprised that he would tell a lie like this. Surprised? He's a chronic liar, right? But he used to never take advantage of a little child to tell a lie. He's dumb and he has no manners, but he had the bottom line ethical values. I don't really know his personality. But it sounded like he was apologizing to someone over the phone when I saw him at the casino. It sounded like he was apologizing to someone from the loan company for a late payment. Does that mean he's in debt? I don't suppose he'd be making much money from gambling, so maybe he had to come up with something. Either way, he hasn't been making the best choices, but I could tell that he's desperate, and in a situation like that, I feel like he'd tell any lie to gather some money. A debt, huh? I knew he was in debt. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised, considering that he doesn't have a legitimate job. Well, if Kenneth even existed. If a kid who has illness, who needs a surgery, even existed. What? Don't tell me that you're truly worried about that. I mean, what if he really existed? But I guess I'm just overthinking. Well, I didn't tell you, but I'm actually going after him right now. I'll just look into that for you. What? Did you say you're going after him? I was just curious. I'm sorry. But I can confirm whether that Nina lady and the Kenneth kid truly exist at all. Thanks, Emily. You're so helpful. I bet they don't even exist, though. Also, about the drawing that Kenneth drew. Huh? What about the drawing?
Hey, I feel bad to nag you about it, but what's going on with the financial support? I haven't seen anything deposited yet. If you end up sending the money late, I might end up paying some fees with my automatic payments.
Hey, is there something that you're lying to me about?
What? A lie? No, of course not.
In that case, were you telling the truth about the kid with an illness?
Yeah, of course. I'm with Kendrick right now, too. I have to be with Kendrick all day, and that's why I can't make time for work, and I'm broke.
Kendrick? I thought the kid's name was Kenneth.
Oh, that was a mistake. I meant to say Kenneth.
A mistake? You care about him so much, but you ended up mistaking his name?
Well, Kenneth has a brother, and his name is Kendrick. That one has an illness, too, and we're in a serious situation.
So, both of the brothers are ill? Why is it that you never told me that earlier?
Well, I thought I could figure that on my own. Anyway, I've been carried away taking care of Kenneth and Kendrick. I barely have enough time to be talking to you like this. I'm sorry, but can you hurry up and send me the money?
So, are you home with the kids right now?
Of course! I cherish the boys more than anything else!
In that case, do you have anything to say about this picture?
Oh. Wait, does that mean you were here?
It wasn't me, but someone I know was there. You were supposed to be at home, right? Why is it that you're on a slot machine right now?
Well, I just needed a breather. I just left home for only half an hour. Am I so guilty?
I see, but you're still at another casino now.
What? Why would you even say that? Stop making things up. I don't even gamble that much.
Yes, you do. That's the third casino you've been to today. You've been chain smoking too. Didn't you say that you quit smoking?
What? Wait, what's going on?
Are you shocked that I know the truth? I know exactly what you've been up to.
Well, I was just taking a quick break at 3 different casinos. I have a lot to be concerned about. I needed a break from everything.
Are you going to continue lying like this?
I'm not lying.
You sent me a drawing earlier, and you said that Kenneth was the one who drew it.
Yeah, wasn't it amazing? It's hard to just watch a kid like him suffer from an illness, right?
You picked up that drawing online, didn't you?
What?
I searched for that drawing and saw that it was one of the free arts available online. You're such a terrible person. I never thought I'd be disappointed in you more than I already was.
No way! That's not even true! Yup, that can't be possible. I say this because Kenneth was the one who drew that drawing.
There's no point in keeping on lying to me any longer. Just give up. You're being an eyesore.
I know what happened. Kenneth must have downloaded that drawing to show me as if he drew it. He pretended that it was his artwork. He's such a bad boy.
What kind of kid would ever do that? I'm not going to trust a word you tell me. Don't you dare ever text me again.
Wait, hold on a second. Okay, I'll admit that I lied. I'll be honest, I lied. So, I need you to help me. I have some debt collectors coming after me, and I'm in huge trouble.
Why don't you ask Mina to help you?
Mina doesn't exist. I'm single and all alone.
Jesus.
Hey, you still love me, don't you? Oh, please, you can't just dump me like this, Kylie.
I'm ignoring everything you tell me at this point. Goodbye.
Kylie!
Hey, you're causing disturbance to my customers, so I need you to stop.
Oh, please, you need to let me inside the cafe. I'll wash dishes or do pole dancing or whatever you ask me to, so I need a reward.
No one needs you to do pole dancing.
I'll wash dishes then. I'll take $25 an hour.
Don't even bother asking. I want you to leave right now. You're banned from this cafe.
Oh, please! I need you to hide me at the least! I'd be in huge trouble if the debt collectors find me! Fortunately enough, they haven't realized that I have connections with this cafe yet!
This is the cafe that I've always dreamed about opening. I can't let it involved because of your situation.
What? You gotta be kidding! How? How did they even know that I'm here?
Oh, are they the guys inside that black car, the debt collectors? I'm glad. It works out if they take you away from me too.
Oh, please! They're about to take me away! If I get taken away, they're gonna yell at me to tell me to pay them back what I owe!
You should just suck it in.
I don't even know what they do to me! Oh, please, you can save me for one last time!
Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Please don't ever show me your face again. Caden was caught by the debt collectors, and he disappeared somewhere after he was stuffed inside the car. According to what I heard later, Caden was forced to take the job that those guys had hooked him up with. I heard he barely gets a day off. Well, I'd say he should consider himself lucky that he's not at the bottom of the ocean right now. I heard he's been attempting to flee multiple times while he gets caught every time. Even if he were to continue working the way he currently does, he won't be paying off his entire debt for a while from now. So I'm sure he'll end up in this challenge for a long time because he's such an idiot. I think it's good for him that there's someone who keeps him on the leash like this. By the way, Emily was the one who told the debt collectors where Caden was hiding. She ended up finding some information about his debt when she was following him that day. Emily loves gambling too, so that's probably why she was versed in those things. As for me, I've been working hard running my cafe. Now that Caden doesn't exist my life to ruin anything for me, I want to continue growing my cafe with my own two hands. I cherish the cafe as if it's my own child. Marissa, I wanted to let you know that I've arranged a family dinner this Saturday. It's just a small gathering. Intimate, elegant, tasteful. Oh, really? That's news to me. What time were you thinking? Well, actually, you won't be attending. I've already confirmed the reservation, and there's just not enough space in the private room for everyone. Not personal. Got it. Just a family dinner without your family's daughter-in-law. Don't make this harder than it is. I had to make cuts. The venue is very exclusive, not the kind of place you squeeze in extra chairs. Oh, I wouldn't want to ruin the aesthetic. Wouldn't want to show up and, clash with the napkins? That's not fair. You know what I mean? The dinner has a tone. Certain guests bring ambiance. Others complicate it. Wow, so I'm a complication now? That's not what I said. It's absolutely what you said, Helena, just not with that many syllables. This restaurant is refined, quiet, elegant. I didn't think it would suit you. You've always been a little, casual. Casual, right. And here I thought that was called being relaxed. I didn't mean that as an insult. Some people are comfortable in denim. Others are meant for linen and silk. I just didn't want you to feel out of place. Kindness usually feels less like a door being slammed in your face. That's dramatic. No one's slamming anything. I just curated the evening with care. It's an intimate moment for family. Except not my family, apparently. Ethan understands. He agreed it might be good for you to take a night to yourself. Relax, watch a movie. No, of course not. God forbid I clutter up your curated room with my working class presence. That's not what this is about. Isn't it? You're twisting my words. I chose Bellissimo because it's perfect for the occasion. Exclusive, polished, subtle. You don't just walk in. Huh, imagine that. The room has a Murano chandelier, real white glove service, a pianist in the corner. They don't even take online reservations. I had to call someone. Sounds like you worked really hard to impress the people you did invite. I did, and I wanted the mood to be seamless. I know that's not a word that means much to you, but it matters in these settings. And I'm the wrong tone. If you insist on making it sound cruel, I can't stop you, but I try to be generous. And yet here we are, you texting me a snub wrapped in a bow and calling it a gift. You're being unnecessarily combative. And you're being exactly who you always are. Ethan and I simply value certain standards. He was raised to appreciate things done properly. Ethan barely noticed the linen at our wedding, but I guess people learn new tastes when their mothers teach them. I really don't appreciate the tone. Trust me, Helena, the tone could be worse. I'm trying to keep this civil. I'd like you to remember that we are family, despite our differences. Family dinners are usually the one place that doesn't need a guest list, but I guess I never quite made the cut with you. The reservation is under my name, Saturday at 7. I'll make sure the staff knows not to expect you. How thoughtful. And for what it's worth, I genuinely hope you use that evening to unwind, meditate, reflect. Sure, well, you sip wine 2 rooms over, surrounded by cutlery and people who fit the tone. You're mocking what you don't understand. That restaurant has a per-plate minimum that would make your head spin. Probably. I tend to measure value differently. You know, things like honesty, humility, actual kindness. I'm sorry you feel this way, but I won't apologize for trying to give Ethan and the rest of us something tasteful. He does. I hope it's everything you designed it to be. Thank you. I'm glad you understand. Oh, I understand plenty.
Buonasera, mia figlia. How is my dear sweet daughter on this lovely evening?
Whoa, Dad, you're speaking Italian to me again. That typically means either you're in a really good mood, or you can tell that I'm not in such a good mood.
The way you say that makes it seem like it might be a little bit of both. So go on, Marissa, tell me what's on your mind.
Well, you know that my mother-in-law had a reservation at our restaurant this Saturday, right?
Marissa, this is my restaurant, my castle. Nothing goes on here without my knowledge. Your mother-in-law booked the private room for 4 guests. I assume that means her husband, your husband, and you. Am I right?
Well, you're 3 for 4.
I am? Who's not coming?
That would be me.
What do you mean that would be you? Marissa, you're family. If there's a dinner for 4 and you're not one of the 4, then something's very, very wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt reading the message. Helena texted me this morning. No call, no warning, just a message saying she hoped I'd understand, but the dinner was going to be just family.
She said that? She actually said that, just family, and excluded you?
She was very polite about it, which somehow made it worse. She mentioned the restaurant's tone, how it's quiet, elegant, exclusive. And then she reminded me that I've always been a little more casual.
Casual? You've helped run this kitchen for 6 years. You've hosted more dignitaries and doctors and diplomats than Helena has even met in her entire life. And she dares to use my restaurant to imply that my daughter doesn't belong in it?
I don't even think it's about me, honestly. I think she already had someone else in mind and just didn't want to say it outright. She framed it like she was protecting me from feeling out of place, like the chandelier and the pianist would be too much for me.
Too much for you? You were standing beside me when we installed that chandelier. You helped pick out the damn pianist. If anyone should feel out of place there, it's her.
I know, but she made it sound so clean, so final, like it had already been decided, and all that was left was to inform me I didn't make the cut.
And what about Elliot? What did he say?
I sent him the message. He saw it, but he left me on red. No follow-up, no question, nothing. Just silence.
That boy, no, that man stood next to you at the altar, and now he lets his mother cut you out like you're just some name on a list? He let her do this, and he didn't even have the decency to pretend he cared?
I think that's what broke me a little. Not just what she said, but that he let it land and stayed quiet while it did.
I don't know what's worse, that he didn't defend you or that he didn't even flinch. He saw you get pushed out of your own life and just let it happen, like it was some minor scheduling issue.
I would have taken anything. A sorry, a shrug, even a dumb little emoji, but he gave me nothing. Like I was an inconvenience he was hoping would resolve itself quietly.
That family has always cared more about appearances than truth, and now they're trying to rewrite the story without you. And they're doing it in my restaurant, Marissa. That's not just insulting, it's personal.
I didn't expect her to love me, but I thought, after everything, she'd at least pretend I mattered. Instead, she disinvites me like it's a formality. No warmth, no room, just an edit.
You were the one who made those dinners work. You kept the peace. You carried the small talk when the silence got awkward. And now she thinks replacing you will make things feel more refined? I want to see who's sitting in that fourth seat.
You checked the reservation?
Of course I checked. I told you, nothing happens in my house without me knowing. She booked 4, that part wasn't a lie. But her excuse was, you were never part of that head count.
So who's it for?
I don't know yet. She didn't list names, just numbers. But whoever it is, she thinks they fit better. That they match her chandelier and her idea of what family looks like.
Maybe it's someone new. Someone she doesn't have to explain. Someone who won't remind her of everything she's trying to erase. It could be anyone. And somehow that's worse than knowing.
Whoever they are, they're not better than you. They're just convenient, quiet, willing to smile and nod while Helena orchestrates her fantasy. But I won't be smiling, not in my kitchen.
I want to see them. I want to see exactly who she decided was a better fit. I want to know who took my seat while I'm home pretending it doesn't matter.
You won't have to wonder. I'll be there, watching. And when they walk through that door pretending like they belong, I'll remember what it costs to make the table look perfect.
Honestly, I can't believe that you had the gall to show up tonight after I explicitly forbid you from coming. You should count yourself lucky that a slap is all you got. You deserved much worse for your insolence. The next time I tell you not to come to a family dinner, do not come. What is wrong with you, Helena? You came up from behind me as I was walking inside, pulled me back by my hair, and slapped me in the face. You're not still blaming me for that, are you? I told you not to come. You came. You got your well-deserved punishment. That's all. I have every right to come here. Do I need to give you another lesson, Marissa? Do I need to remind you that you are nothing but a filthy peasant? Trust me, you've already made it very clear how you think of me. Then we're done here. Be on your way, or else. Or else what, Helena? You'll claw me again in front of the valet? Maybe this time aim for the other side of my face, so it matches. Go ahead. Finish what you started. You want blood? Come take it. Oh, please, don't act like you didn't show up begging for this exact moment. You knew exactly what you were doing. You wanted eyes on you, attention, sympathy. I simply gave you the climax your little stunt was missing. The only stunt here is you pretending this is normal, pretending you are justified. You dragged me by the hair and slapped me on the pavement like I was trash, and you're proud of that? I'm proud of maintaining order. You disrupted a curated private evening. I dealt with it efficiently, elegantly. Elegant? You assaulted your daughter-in-law outside your son's family dinner, and you did it in public. I barely touched you. You should be thanking me for showing restraint. I could have broken your nose. Instead, I made a point. No, you made a choice, and I'm making one now. I'm pressing charges. You'll do no such thing. You don't have the spine, the evidence, or the money. You're all mouth, Marissa, no teeth. You know what's even worse than you putting your hands on me? The fact that your son stood there and said nothing. Not when I showed up. Not when you grabbed me. Not even after you hit me. Elliot understands boundaries. He knew better than to interfere with something I was already managing. He didn't even blink, Helena. I looked him right in the eye while you were screaming in mine, and he looked away, like I was the problem. Because you were. You humiliated him. You embarrassed the family. What reaction did you expect? Applause? I expected something. A word, a question, a line of defense. But he just stood there and let you drag me by the hair like I was nothing. That's not true. He asked me afterward if I was all right. He said I seemed upset. Of course he did, because the only woman he's ever been trained to comfort is you. Be careful, Marissa. You're starting to sound jealous. I'm beyond jealousy. I'm disgusted. With you, with him, with the entire charade you've built, where I'm somehow always the one being asked to understand. You're not a victim. You're a disruption. No, I'm your son's wife, and you've made that mean absolutely nothing. You've said your piece. Now go home, before you embarrass yourself further. This conversation is beneath both of us at this point. Home? Do you honestly think I still have one after this? You have a husband, a house. That's more than most women in your position can claim. I have walls, I have rooms, but I don't know what's inside them anymore. Not when I can be assaulted in public and my own husband walks away like nothing happened. He walked away because you left him no choice. No, he walked away because he's you, just quieter, and I don't think I can keep living like that. Then leave! If you're so miserable, pack your things and disappear. No one's stopping you. Maybe I will. Maybe this whole night was the sign I needed. Because the person I used to be wouldn't have let any of this happen, and I don't even recognize the one who just stood here and let you talk to her like this.
Could you help me with something, sweetheart? I can't make up my mind. Should I poison their food with bleach or just do it the good old-fashioned way and spit in all their food?
Dad, don't do anything that would run afoul of food safety laws.
Oh, sweet pea, there's not a law on the books I wouldn't break for you right now.
Trust me, Dad. However angry you are right now, I'm far angrier.
I think you underestimate the ability of an Italian to hold a grudge.
Please, Dad, I get it. I really do. But I'm begging you, don't get revenge for me. You just serve them like usual.
I'd like to serve them up a big fat knuckle sandwich. How's your cheek? Still sore?
Yeah, a little bit. But I put some ice on it, so it's getting better.
If I had known she was gonna put her hands on you, I would have canceled that reservation the second she made it. I'd rather burn the dining room down than serve her another plate.
I know, but then she wins twice. Once by hitting me, and again by making you lose your temper.
She doesn't win anything, not while I'm still breathing.
You've done more than enough already. Just seeing your name on my phone tonight, it reminded me I'm not alone in this.
Not alone, Marissa, you are surrounded by me, by this kitchen, by everyone here who actually knows who you are.
Then why does it feel like I'm the one who needs to disappear to keep the peace?
Because they've been chipping away at you for so long, you started thinking erosion was your fault. But it's not. It never was.
She looked me in the eye and told me to go home. And for the first time in years, I didn't know what that meant.
Home is not a house, Marissa. It's the people who still see you when you feel invisible. And if that means this kitchen, this staff, this broken old man, then that's where you belong. Let me ask you something. Does Elliot have any cousins? Ones I haven't met?
Yeah, a few, but they're older. One lives in Boston, the other's married with 3 kids in Santa Barbara. Why?
Because I'm looking at a young man and a young woman sitting with Helena and your husband right now, and neither of them looks like Aunt Teresa.
Are you serious? Describe them.
The girl's in a green dress. She hasn't touched her food, keeps whispering into Elliot's ear like it's some date night. The guy's dressed too sharp for comfort. Collared shirt, clean watch, smug little grin.
I don't know either of them.
Then I guess your seat didn't go empty after all.
So she really did it. She didn't just exclude me. She replaced me. Dad, do we still have the security cameras covering the entrance, the front sidewalk too?
Of course we do. Why?
Because I want a copy. Of everything from the moment I walked up to the moment she hit me.
Say no more. I'll pull the footage tonight. I'll lock it up myself.
I'm not saying I'll use it, not yet, but I want to know it exists, that if I decide I'm not staying quiet, I'll have something to show that I'm not crazy.
You don't need proof to convince me, but if you want it for the rest of the world, I'll make sure it's there.
Thank you. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but for the first time, I want the option. My goodness, that dinner was absolutely delicious last night. That Antonio sure knows how to make a lasagna. It's too bad you had to go and ruin the mood by showing your face at the restaurant, though. Oh, and another thing. My lawyer called me this morning. He says you're pressing charges for assault? Please, you're such a child. But no matter, I'll have him take care of everything. He knows the county prosecutor. Any charges will be dropped before noon. You seem confident in your ability to avoid consequences. A peasant girl like yourself doesn't understand how the real world works. It would be charming if it weren't so pitiful. What if I told you that I had all the audio and visual evidence I need to prove you assaulted me? Ha! Don't make me laugh. The only way you could get your hands on that is if you somehow knew the owner of the restaurant. And he would never associate with the likes of you. Yeah, funny story about that. What's that supposed to mean? Don't get smug with me, girl. You've always had a hard time understanding your place. My place is wherever the truth is backed up by surveillance-grade clarity and 2 angles of you dragging me by the scalp. You're bluffing. You wouldn't dare. Antonio would never hand that over to you. He's a businessman, not a fool. You're 2 for 3. He is a businessman, and he is not a fool, but he already handed over the footage to me. You can keep telling that lie all you want, but I'm never going to believe it. Let me throw that right back at you, Helena. You can keep telling yourself that all you want, but it's the truth. He gave me the footage because I asked him personally. He's my father. Ha! There's not a chance in the world that Antonio is your father. You never met my parents, did you? I remember you telling me your mother passed away and your father was too busy with work to attend the wedding, so I never met him, no. His work is running the very restaurant that you ate at last night. No. No, that's not possible. Antonio would have told me. He wouldn't have kept something like that from me. He didn't keep it from you. You just never asked. You never saw me as someone who could belong to a man like him. That makes no sense. He never said a word. Not during the engagement, not at the wedding. Why keep it a secret? Because he knew what you were like. He saw the way you talked about me, the way you looked at me. He didn't want to taint what we had by letting you poison it. But let's get back on track, shall we? Like I was saying, I have all the evidence I need to prove you slapped me, and I am not dropping the charges, because once I'm done taking care of the issue of your assault, there's one more issue I need to attend to. Actually, 2 issues. What? What does that mean? What are you trying to say? I'm saying I hope the 4 of you enjoyed your dinner together because it just might be your last. Antonio, this is outrageous! Marissa's claiming you gave her security footage from tonight. Tell me it's a lie. You wouldn't stab a loyal customer like me in the back, would you?
You've got some nerve, Helena, texting me after what you did. I handed Marissa the footage myself. Every frame of you grabbing her hair and slapping her outside my restaurant. You think I'd let you walk away from that?
That's a betrayal of trust! I've spent thousands at Bellissimo, and now you're siding with that nobody? She's lying, saying you're her father. You're a businessman, not a fool. Stop this charade.
Nobody? Lying? You don't know a damn thing about my daughter or me. You assaulted Marissa in front of my place, humiliated her, and expect me to bow to your wallet? You're the one living in a fantasy, strutting around like you own my kitchen. Let me paint you a picture since you're so blind. I wasn't born sipping wine under chandeliers. 40 years ago, I left a dirt-poor village in Italy with $50 and a torn suitcase. Couldn't speak a word of English. Landed in Chicago, slept in a basement, scrubbed dishes till my hands bled. Folks like you laughed, called me a dumb foreigner, thought I'd never rise. I built Bellissimo from a food cart, Helena, a cart! Worked through winters with no heat, learned English from street signs, got cheated by suppliers who smelled my accent, but I kept going. For Marissa, for her mother, for the family I swore I'd lift up. You think your threats scare me? I've faced hunger, eviction, doors slammed in my face. You're just noise in a fancy dress.
Oh, save the immigrant saga for someone who cares. Your past doesn't justify betraying me. That footage is private, and I'll have my lawyer sue you for every penny you've got. Bellissimo will be a memory when I'm done.
Sue me? I've faced worse than your courtroom tantrums. Landlords jacked up rent to push me out. Bankers scoffed at my dreams. I outlasted them all. You're not some grand villain, Helena. Just a loudmouth with a checkbook. And let's talk about betrayal. You broke my daughter's spirit. Marissa's my pride, my blood. She helped me pick that chandelier you drool over. She worked beside me when her mom passed. You called her a nobody? She's the heart of this place. You hit her, you hit me. You don't get to slink away like it's nothing.
I deserve respect. I've poured money into your restaurant. Marissa provoked me, crashing my private dinner. If she's your daughter, why hide it? Sounds like a desperate story to cover her drama.
Hide it? I kept it quiet because I saw how you treated her, like trash under your heels. I didn't want your venom poisoning what we built. Marissa's got my fire, my soul. You're all mirrors and no depth. You think your cash makes you superior? In my village, we shared bread with strangers. You'd rather choke than share a table with someone beneath you. Respect isn't bought, Helena. I earned mine through sweat and scars. Marissa's got more class than you'll ever fake. You look down on her because she's real, not some polished puppet. You're not elite. You're a snob who'd sell her own son for a better table.
How dare you insult me? I'm a pillar of this city's elite. My friends will shun this place. Destroy that footage or you and your so-called daughter will pay dearly.
Let your friends whisper. My customers know me, know Marissa's laugh, her heart. Your gossip's nothing. I survived a new country calling me worthless every day. You can't touch me. My only mistake was letting you book my room. Next time you step in Bellissimo, you'll be begging for a seat by the door. The footage stays, and Marissa's fight's just beginning. You messed with the wrong family, Helena.
You vicious snake, Melissa! Richard's divorcing me because you told him I cheated! You've shattered my life with those vile lies! How dare you meddle in my marriage! I've been his wife for 30 years, a pillar of this city! I'll sue you for defamation, you wretched girl! You'll pay dearly for this outrage! Lies, Helena? I told Richard the truth about your curated dinner at Bellissimo. Your lover, Thomas, was there, wasn't he? I've got undeniable proof. Servers saw you kissing him in the private room last month. Valets caught you sneaking off together at night. I handed Richard your flirty texts, incriminating photos, even a hotel booking you were too careless to delete. My curation feels exquisitely elegant, don't you agree? That's preposterous, Melissa! Thomas is a refined family friend, nothing more. You're weaving disgusting scandals to ruin me. Spying like a lowlife, digging through my private life. It's beneath contempt! Richard won't believe your fabricated nonsense over me. You've crossed a line, and I'll make you regret it. Fabricated, Helena? He saw Thomas's "darling, meet me later" texts on your unlocked phone. Not exactly subtle. He's done with you, and I'm done with Elliot. Your precious son's no saint. Clara, that green dress girl, is his mistress. She's been his secret for a year, right under my nose, while I trusted him blindly. That's utter madness, Melissa. Elliot would never betray you. Clara's just a charming friend swept up in your paranoid delusions. You are concocting this to tear our family apart. I'll ensure every socialite in Chicago knows what a spiteful, conniving creature you are. You'll be shunned for this. Paranoid, Helena? I've got screenshots of Elliot and Clara planning romantic weekends while I worked late. Sarah, our server, saw them cozying up at your dinner, giggling like lovesick teenagers while you preened over your wine. I sent Elliot the evidence. He didn't deny it, just pleaded with me to keep it from you. My divorce papers are filed, Helena. Your golden boy's single, just like you now. You're a monster, Melissa! Clara's innocent, and Elliot's loyal to his core! You've twisted everything to destroy us! You had no right to meddle in my marriage or his. Richard's overreacting, but I'll win him back with my charm. You're burning every bridge, and you'll regret this betrayal. Good. I don't want bridges to cheaters. I found texts where Elliot promised Clara a future, swore he'd leave me for her. Betrayal runs deep in your blood, Helena. Clara's done with him. She called me, livid that he lied about being married. She's ready to testify if I need her. Your family's crumbling, and I'm just warming up. You vindictive liar, Melissa! There's no affair, not with Thomas or Clara. I invited them because they're refined, unlike you with your tacky common ways. You're nobody without us, a nobody! I'll fight this divorce, rebuild my impeccable reputation, and Bellissimo will pay for harboring you. Refined, Helena? Thomas was your side piece. Clara was Elliot's. You both thought you could cheat and keep your polished image. I showed Richard and my lawyer everything. Texts, photos, witnesses. Richard's moving out, and I'm packing my bags. You're not slipping out of this, no matter how loudly you scream. You wretched girl, Melissa! You can't do this to me! Oh, rally my friends to shun Bellissimo. Drive it into the ground. Nobody crosses me and walks away unscathed. Elliot won't forgive you for dragging his name through this filthy mud. You'll be left with nothing. Elliot can keep his lies and his mistress. My dad's banning you from Bellissimo. No more chandeliers, no more private rooms. You and Elliot can find another place to play your deceitful games. Maybe Thomas and Clara will join you for a cozy double date. I'm standing tall, Helena, while you're falling apart. You're nothing, Melissa. Richard's lawyer won't find a shred in my prenup. I'll get everything and you'll be left destitute. You think you've won this war? You're delusional, a pathetic nobody. Richard's lawyer found your prenup's cheating clause. You're getting zilch, Helena. Elliot's broke. Clara's gone. You built this mess. My dad built Bellissimo with heart, not your fake polish. Your gossip won't touch us. I'm free from your venom, Elliot's betrayal, your rotten family. You'll pay for this, Melissa. I'll ruin you and that tacky restaurant. You're nobody, just a spiteful, vengeful nobody. I've already won, Helena. My lawyer's adding your assault to my divorce case. That footage is pure gold. You and Elliot can share a lawyer. Might save you some pennies. I'm Antonio's daughter, more than you'll ever be. Go cry to Thomas. I've got a divorce to finalize and a restaurant to run. Goodbye, Helena. I'll destroy you, Melissa! You can't do this to me! Months have passed since I exposed their lies, and Helena's life lies in tatters. She's divorced, penniless, her prenup's cheating clause having stripped her bare. Her elite friends abandoned her after Thomas fled for a wealthier lover. Elliot, too, is broken. His real estate ventures collapsed without my father's restaurant connections. Clara deserted him upon learning he was married, leaving him alone, his dreams shattered. Their once perfect facades are now dust. Meanwhile, I am flourishing. I finalized my divorce and now run Bellissimo alongside my father, whose pride lights up our kitchen. The restaurant thrives, packed nightly with loyal patrons who cherish our authenticity. Sarah and the staff, my true family, celebrate with joyous after-hours gatherings. I established a scholarship for underprivileged youth, proving nobodies can soar. Helena settled her assault case, fearing my footage would go public. Elliot's desperate pleas for forgiveness remain unanswered. I am free, my spirit unbroken, my path clear. Bellissimo's chandelier gleams, untainted by their deceit. They sought to crush me, but I rose stronger, their betrayal fueling my ascent. While they drown in their self-made ruin, I reign over my empire. Hey, just got off the call with legal. The Pinehurst acquisition is nearly 40% over budget, and the consultants you brought in? They've submitted invoices that weren't even cleared by finance. You want to explain that?
Oh my god, Vivian, are you seriously dragging me over numbers again? Can you just try, just once, to act like this is how real business works? Things evolve, numbers change. Sometimes you have to move fast and trust your gut. I'm the CEO. It's literally my job to make calls like this.
Your job is to lead, not set fires and hope someone else shows up with a hose. You didn't move fast. You moved blind. You approved 2 new vendors who weren't even vetted. You promised the board a tight deal, and now I'm fielding calls asking if we're hemorrhaging cash or just asleep at the wheel.
Fielding calls? You mean micromanaging? You mean running around behind me like some all-knowing watchdog who just has to be in control? You don't trust me to do anything without yanking the wheel out of my hands. Why don't you admit it? You don't want a partner, you want a puppet. A smiling figurehead you can puppeteer from behind the curtain while you call all the real shots.
Don't flatter yourself. I don't need a puppet. I need a competent executive who can go 1 fiscal quarter without sending us into damage control. You throw money at things like it's monopoly cash and sign contracts because someone shook your hand and told you they had momentum. You didn't even read the liability clause, did you?
You know what? I'm sorry I don't read every line of every document like a paranoid librarian. I make moves, Vivian. I take risks. That's why I'm in this seat. I don't need to run my every decision past your desk like I'm begging for permission to tie my own shoes.
You're in that seat because I let you sit there. Because I knew the board needed a face that could sell, and you knew how to smile in a suit. But that was the deal, Richard. I run the operations. You do the ribbon cuttings. And somewhere along the line, you started believing the illusion.
Illusion? You're unbelievable. Do you even hear yourself? You talk like I'm some idiot you picked up off the street and trained to look pretty for shareholders. I built this brand with you. I've made hard calls, risky bets, visionary decisions that you never would have had the guts to make.
Oh yes, visionary decisions like buying out a failing textile company in Ohio because the CEO told you over drinks that they just needed the right investor. We're still absorbing the blow from that. Your visionary decisions cost real people their jobs, and they always land on my desk when they unravel.
You're obsessed with control. You can't stand that I have power without you. It kills you that people listen to me in the room even when you're silent. Admit it. You hate that I don't need you the way I used to.
You've always needed me, Richard. You just got better at pretending you didn't. But guess what? The board knows. The staff knows. The only person who still believes your little CEO fantasy is you.
Wow! Wow, Vivian! You know what? I've had it. I'm not gonna keep letting you make me feel like a guest in my own company. If you really think I'm such a liability, maybe it's you who needs to step aside.
Go ahead, try it. Walk into the next board meeting and tell them you want me gone. Watch how fast they ask if you've been drinking. You think charm wins out over results? Go look at the numbers, Richard. I'm the reason this company still exists.
Keep talking like that, and don't be surprised when people stop seeing you as the brains and start seeing you as the problem. You're cold, you're condescending, and you make every win feel like a loss just by standing in the room.
If my presence makes you feel small, that's not my fault. Maybe stop acting like a man who's constantly waiting to be exposed and start acting like someone who deserves the title he's clinging to. Just saw the press release. You signed off on a $2.3 million brand partnership with a celebrity who just settled a harassment lawsuit last quarter. Please tell me you're not actually serious.
Oh my God, Vivian, can you just once read a headline and not immediately spiral into DEFCON 1? This is exactly the problem. I do something bold, something with actual vision, and all you see is a decimal point and a PR risk. The man has global reach, 20 million followers, a skincare empire, fans lining up to buy anything he touches. But no, let's kill the deal because Vivian read a scandal article and decided the sky is falling.
Leaders also read headlines before aligning with the people in them. You tied our name to a man who's one NDA away from a televised deposition.
He's a celebrity, Vivian! They all have skeletons! That's how it works! The world doesn't want safe. They want flash, controversy, heat! This is buzz we couldn't buy 2 years ago, and I landed it in one call! No legal, no filters, no committees dragging their feet like we're running a church bake sale. I moved like a real executive, and the world noticed.
Relevance doesn't mean setting the brand on fire and hoping the smoke draws attention. You didn't consult legal. You didn't clear it with marketing. You didn't even tell compliance.
Because I knew you'd strangle it in its crib! The second I saw the opportunity, I knew if I even so much as mentioned it in a meeting, you'd raise 15 objections, forward 30 emails, and slow walk it until it died on the vine. You don't take risks. You don't innovate. You hover, and you kill anything with an ounce of momentum because you can't control it.
I'd rather not end up in court because you think Twitter engagement is more important than legal precedent. That's not leadership. That's narcissism with a Wi-Fi connection.
You know what your real issue is? You can't stand the fact that I'm finally doing things without you! That I made a bold, high-stakes decision and I didn't beg for your approval first! You hate that I didn't check in, that I didn't ask. You're not angry about the deal, Vivian. You're furious that I made it without you in the room!
No, I'm furious that you made it public without even checking if it could bankrupt us. I'm furious that once again I have to play janitor for your fireworks show.
This whole company has been stuck in a coma since you wrapped it in red tape and called it strategy. You think I don't see it? People walk on eggshells around you. They triple check every sentence before they speak. You don't run this place. You haunt it.
And you don't lead it. You perform for it. Like a child playing dress-up in his father's suit and calling it legacy.
You can't keep pretending that fear is brilliance. You think I'm reckless? Fine, but I got us headlines. I got us reach. I got us a partnership that makes waves. You think the board won't see that?
I think the board will see $2.3 million spent without oversight, without counsel, and without a shred of due diligence. And then they'll see the lawsuit fallout and the apology tour, and they'll ask who the hell signed it.
I did. Me! I signed it, and I'd do it again, because I am done waiting around for you to green light anything with a pulse. If this company goes down, it won't be because I played it too loud. It'll be because you silenced everything that ever tried to grow.
Then I hope you're ready to give that same speech to legal, compliance, PR, and every shareholder who calls me asking what exactly was going through your head.
I'm not scared of them. Let them call. Let them whine. Let them wring their hands while I move forward. This company doesn't need your caution anymore. It needs me.
If this company needs you, Richard, then I'll be sure to include that in my resignation letter after I finish typing the damage report. Just opened the org chart update. I assume I'm not hallucinating the part where a woman named Tessa Monroe is now listed as Director of Strategic Growth?
Not hallucinating. She's brilliant, young, and hungry. Exactly what this place has been missing. I made the call boldly, decisively, like a real leader.
You made the call? To place someone I've never heard of into a six-figure executive role without so much as an introduction?
You say that like I committed a crime. I saw potential and I acted. That's what visionaries do. They recognize talent before the rest of the world catches on. You want to sit around and wait for board approval? Be my guest. But I'm not asking permission to move this company forward anymore.
She's got a startup background, and yet there's no LinkedIn profile, no articles, no business history. I looked. Her name doesn't even show up on any formal documentation.
Why are you digging into this like she's under criminal investigation? Can you not handle the idea that someone new might actually have something to offer? That someone fresh, untainted by your precious protocols, might just shake things up in a way this place desperately needs?
Who is she, Richard? And why did you sneak this through while I was in meetings?
I didn't sneak anything. I protected a good hire from being annihilated before she even had a chance to breathe. You don't vet, Vivian. You eviscerate. You decide who's worthy based on a spreadsheet. And if they don't fit your formula, you cut them off at the knees.
I ask questions, and when someone lands a senior role out of nowhere with no credentials, yes, I ask more than one.
You didn't even talk to her, and you've already decided she's a mistake. That's what you do. You punish initiative unless it's your own. Tessa is intuitive, fast-thinking, and adaptable. That terrifies you, doesn't it?
You want to know what terrifies me? You handing out titles like party favors to candidates who've never led a team, built a budget, or managed anything more complicated than a lunch order.
And what terrifies me is how frozen this place has become under your reign. Every decision a battle, every new idea a trial by fire. You've turned this company into a mausoleum, polished and quiet and slowly decaying under your immaculate control.
If that's how you see it, maybe you should ask why I'm the one the board calls when your vision starts bleeding red ink.
Because they're afraid of you, just like everyone else! You wield control like a sword and call it structure. I brought in someone who isn't afraid. Someone who looks at this company and sees possibility, not limitations. And that drives you up the wall.
What drives me up the wall is being shut out of decisions that affect our future, and watching you fall for a resume that wouldn't pass a high school internship screen.
Admit it. You can't stand that she's young, that she's fearless, that she listens to me. You saw one bright, confident woman you didn't personally approve, and you immediately went into attack mode.
I didn't say a word about her appearance, but the fact that you went there on your own speaks volumes.
Don't twist this into something it's not. You're not angry because of ethics. You're angry because I didn't run it by you. Because I broke the sacred order of Vivian decides all. Well, newsflash, I don't work for ya.
No, you don't. You work with me. And when you cut me out, when you lie by omission, when you elevate someone with no experience into a critical role just because you're chasing some fantasy of being a kingmaker, that's when this stops being a partnership.
This is exactly why the company needs someone like Tessa. She sees potential, she brings energy, she believes in where we could go. And frankly, if that threatens you, then maybe it's not her qualifications we should be questioning. It's yours.
If she stumbles, Richard, she won't be the one they come after. They'll come for the person who put her there. And I hope, for your sake, she's half as sharp as the story you've told yourself about her.
She's staying. That's the end of it. If you can't handle change, maybe you're the one who's out of step. And if you think you can scare her off like everyone else, good luck.
Oh, Richard, I'm not trying to scare her. I'm just watching, and I don't miss a thing. Welcome to the team, Tessa. I trust the onboarding packet wasn't too overwhelming for someone who came in with no warning. Not at all. I've worked with worse systems and tighter timelines, and honestly, I was expecting more chaos based on the rumors. It runs smoothly because I built it that way, and I tend not to leave things up to chance, especially new hires that arrive without explanation. If this is just about my title, then let's just say I didn't beg for it, Vivian. Richard offered, and I said yes because I know I can handle what comes with it. What comes with it is accountability, and when someone lands a leadership role without a visible record, yes, I ask questions. I don't have a PR-polished resume or decades of corporate awards, but that doesn't mean I haven't led, solved, or built. I've just done it without the press releases. That might impress Richard, but it doesn't change the fact that no one here knows what you're capable of, or if you can survive a single quarter under pressure. Then give me the quarter, Vivian. I'll show you results instead of defending my seat to someone who clearly doesn't think I belong in it. I haven't decided anything yet, Tessa, but you're making it difficult not to notice how fast you go on the defensive the moment I ask anything substantial. That's because I've worked too hard to get here, and I'm not about to justify myself to someone who can't stand being left out of the loop. This has nothing to do with being left out. It has everything to do with Richard bypassing every single checkpoint to drop you in a chair with influence and no track record. I don't care how I got here, and I don't owe you an explanation for taking an opportunity I know I'm ready for. You owe this company the confidence that you can lead without unraveling. Right now, all I see is someone who came in fast and loud with very little support behind her. Then maybe you should stop assuming I'm a liability just because I didn't walk in holding your stamp of approval. Effectiveness isn't about charm and speed. It's about consistency, clarity, and trust. Then trust that I didn't get here by accident. Trust that I've handled harder rooms than this one and that I can take the heat if you'll stop trying to turn it up just to watch me sweat. Maybe I turn up the heat because I've seen too many quick hires melt down the second things stop going their way. Then let me show you I'm not one of them. Let me actually do the job before you write the performance review. That's not how it works here. You don't get a grace period at this level. Then I won't ask for one. But I will ask you to stop watching me like I'm an intruder in your kingdom. I'm not here to take anything from you. You're here because Richard needed to feel powerful again, and you're young enough to believe that power is something he can actually offer. I'm here because I said yes to a challenge. I'm here because I know what I can bring, even if it doesn't come with a neat little pedigree you can approve of. And I'm here because when things go wrong, I'm the one who fixes them. Right now, what's gone wrong is that no one has any idea what you were hired to actually do. Then give me the chance to show it! Watch if you have to. I'm not going to flinch just because the room gets colder every time you walk in. Then be ready for it to stay cold, because warmth is earned here, and you've still got a long way to go. She's circling me like I'm a virus in her bloodstream. If she gets any colder, I'm going to need gloves just to walk past her office.
That means it's working! Vivian only acts like that when she feels the ground shift under her feet. She knows something's changed.
What changed is you threw me into a fire pit and told me to smile while she checked for burn marks.
I told you it would be difficult. I told you she'd fight it, but I also told you I'd protect you, and I meant that.
Protect me? Richard, you're not even returning my emails during the day. She's tearing apart my resume line by line like she's prepping for a public execution.
And yet here you are, still in the chair, still with the title, still holding the power I gave you.
Power? I've got a fancy title and a floor full of people who won't look me in the eye. If this is power, you forgot to mention the isolation part.
You're not isolated, you're elevated. There's a difference. They're watching because they see you rising, just like we planned.
No, you planned. I just said yes to a job. You're the one who turned it into a chessboard with Vivian as your queen to capture.
Don't pretend you didn't know what this was. You walked into this with your eyes wide open. You wanted a way out of the grind, a real seat at the table. I gave you that.
I wanted an opportunity. You offered a takeover. That's not the same thing.
Maybe not, but let's not rewrite history. You didn't exactly hesitate when I told you what was on the table. You liked the idea of a leap, and now you're flying.
I'm falling, Richard. She's not budging. She's still got the board. She's still got the trust. And the more you pull strings behind her back, the more they look to her when things get shaky.
That's temporary. I'm playing a longer game. One shakeup, one more misstep on her end, and I step in, calm, collected, with a clean alternative already in place. You!
That was never part of the deal. I signed on for strategy meetings and a chance to prove myself, not a corporate coup. And definitely not the marriage talk you started dropping like it's just the next step in a business plan.
You think I don't see the way they look at us when we walk into a room? You light it up! You walk in like you belong there because you do! And when the smoke clears, no one's going to question why you're standing at the top!
They're already questioning it, Richard. And if this all falls apart, I'm the one they'll burn first.
You're not gonna fall. You're gonna rise because I put you there and because I'm not letting her make me small anymore.
Then say it. Say it's not about vision or growth or innovation. Say it's about her. Say it's always been about her.
You want me to say it? Fine! It's always been about her! About how she looks at me like I'm an idiot, like I'm a placeholder, like this company survived in spite of me instead of because of me!
And maybe she's wrong about that, but dragging me into your war with her isn't how you prove it.
This isn't a war, it's a correction, and when it's done, they'll finally see who I really am!
I don't know, Richard. Are you really certain that this is going to work?
I know it is. The board is meeting tomorrow morning. They're gonna fire that useless little desk jockey, Vivian, and then the company will be all mine.
Okay, I guess we'll see.
So, this is how it ends for you, huh? One emergency meeting and it's over, just like that. Tossed out like expired policy. I have to say, I didn't think they'd actually do it, but when the board sees someone slipping, they know how to cut the dead weight. Honestly, I expected tears, maybe a little fight, but I guess you knew this was coming.
Oh, Richard, you really think they fired me this morning? That's adorable.
What are you talking about? You weren't at the vote. They said it was unanimous. They said effective immediately. That had to be about you.
No, Richard, that vote wasn't about me. It was about you. The board voted unanimously to remove you as CEO, effective immediately.
No, that can't be right. You're twisting something. They wouldn't do that to me. I've been here since the beginning. This company is mine. I'm the face they trusted. I'm the name the public remembers. I shook their hands. I charmed the investors. I built the damn brand while you buried yourself in spreadsheets and legal reviews.
And while you were playing spokesperson, I was building the foundation, the one you tried to rip out from under me with a smile and a forged contract.
You think I wanted to push you out? You think that was the plan? You were smothering this company, Vivian. You turned it into a checklist, a tomb. You sucked the air out of every idea before it had a chance to breathe. You were holding me back. You were holding us back. I had to do something. I had to try. The company needed change, and I needed space to finally be seen for what I actually bring to the table.
What you bring to the table, Richard, is a printed out fantasy you accidentally sent to the one person smart enough to read it.
I wasn't trying to erase you. I was trying to make room for myself. You act like I'm the villain, but all I ever wanted was a chance to lead without being micromanaged, to breathe without being audited every second of every day. You took every decision, every move, every breath, and turned it into something I had to ask for permission to do. I needed someone who saw me, who believed in me without conditions, without corrections. Tessa gave me that. And maybe I got carried away. Maybe I went too far. But I wasn't trying to destroy you. I was trying to save myself.
By removing me, by replacing me, by drafting a clause that tied her promotion to your personal timeline. And then printing it in full color, double-sided, on my printer with your file name stamped across the top like a confession.
That wasn't the final version! That was just a draft!
It was enough. And when the board saw it, along with the fake approvals, the backdated revisions, and the IP trail from your assistant's desktop, they didn't hesitate. They removed you, and while they were at it, they made something else official. I've been named CEO. It was a unanimous decision.
What? No! That can't be! You can't do this to me, Vivian! You can't just take everything! The company, the title, the team! We built this together! You don't get to decide that I'm no longer part of it!
I didn't decide anything, Richard. You made the choice the moment you tried to write me out of the future. All I did was show the board the proof. You did the rest.
Please, please don't let this be how it ends. I'll step back, I'll advise, I'll take a reduced title, no public-facing role, whatever you want. Just let me stay connected to it. Let me stay close to something I helped create.
You didn't create this, Richard. You coasted on it. And when it no longer served your ego, you tried to sabotage the one person still holding it together.
Then don't do it for me! Do it for the legacy! For what we were! For what we could have still been!
We were a partnership, Richard, one you tried to dissolve without ever saying the words. And since we're speaking of dissolution, I filed for divorce this morning. You'll be served by Friday.
You're divorcing me? After all these years? Over this?
No, not over this. Over everything. This was just the first time you handed me the truth in writing. I wasn't sure what I'd get when I messaged you. Maybe some half-baked apology. Maybe a PR-friendly explanation you rehearsed with Amir. Maybe just deflection wrapped in fake humility, but I didn't expect silence. I didn't know how to start, and anything I say feels wrong or useless or way too late. But I swear to you, I didn't come into this trying to hurt you or take anything that was yours. I didn't even know what he was planning. Not really. Not until he showed me that contract. My name was sitting next to his under marriage terms, and I felt like the floor dropped out from under me. You didn't ask for the promotion, but you didn't refuse it either. You stepped into a role that wasn't yours. You let him build you a platform out of someone else's legacy, and you smiled and hoped no one looked too closely. I knew it wasn't right! I knew it! But I told myself if I just worked hard and kept my head down, maybe I could earn it before anyone noticed I hadn't yet. I told myself it was temporary, survival, just until I could find my footing. That wasn't survival, Tessa. That was complicity. You didn't speak up. You didn't even flinch. You just floated through the wreckage, like maybe, just maybe, the flames wouldn't reach you. Because I didn't know what else to do. I was so far underwater, Vivian. I didn't even have a life jacket. I dropped out of college in my last semester because my mom got sick. We couldn't afford both tuition and chemo. I was working nights delivering groceries and mornings folding sheets at a care home. Sleeping maybe 3 hours a day if I was lucky. When Richard found me, I hadn't seen a full paycheck in 6 months. He told me I was sharp. He said I didn't need a degree, just instinct. And when he offered me that job, I grabbed it like it was the last rung on a ladder I was slipping off of. And you told yourself you could figure out the rest later, that once the lights came on, maybe no one would notice the cracks. I didn't know it would go this far, and I swear I didn't know what he was doing with the contract until I saw it in writing. I never would have signed it if I'd known what it meant, but once I saw it, I froze. I didn't know how to undo it without losing everything. You think I didn't know all of this? You think I walked into that boardroom blind? I pulled your file, Tessa, not the pretty HR version he padded. The real one. I saw the incomplete transcript. The third address tied to your name, the billing statements under your mom's chart, the midnight logins from a 4-year-old laptop. I knew exactly how far you'd fallen when he threw you that rope. Then you know I didn't do this to take anything from you. I didn't want to replace you. I didn't even think I could. I just didn't want to drown again. I was trying to survive, not scheme. You weren't trying to replace me, but he was, and you didn't stop him. I didn't know how! I felt trapped, like if I said something, I'd lose the one shot I had at staying afloat. And I hated it! I hated every second of pretending to deserve something I hadn't earned yet. I watched you walk these halls and I never once saw arrogance. I saw fear, hesitation, guilt, and I'll admit, I wanted to hate you. But I couldn't, because I saw someone trying to hold their head up while everything around them was falling apart. I didn't want to be the weapon. I didn't want to be part of his revenge story. I just wanted to feel safe for once, like I wasn't failing everyone who depended on me, especially her. You weren't the enemy, Tessa. You were the tool he used to try and carve me out of my own legacy. But tools don't choose their purpose. People do. And today, you chose to show up, without excuses, without spin. I don't want shortcuts. I don't want handouts. I just want to earn something real, even if it's small, even if it takes years. I'll take the stairs this time, I promise. Then we start over. You'll get a new contract, clean, honest, with a role that reflects where you actually are. Not where someone tried to place you. You report directly to me. No lies, no cover. And if you rise, it will be because you climbed, not because someone carried you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but I swear to you I won't waste it. See that you don't. I'm not rebuilding this place for nostalgia or pity. I'm rebuilding because it deserves better, and so do the people in it. After the board fired Richard, he spent the next few weeks blasting out long emails to investors who stopped reading after the first sentence. He tried to convince anyone who would listen that this was all some coordinated takedown and that I had manipulated the board behind closed doors. What actually happened was simple. They looked at the numbers, the forged approvals, the trail of bad decisions he left behind, and they voted him out. By the end of the month, his name was off the website, his badge deactivated, and the company was finally moving forward without him dragging it backward. Tessa stayed, not because I gave her permission, but because she asked to stay and start from the bottom. If she climbs back up, it'll be without favors, without protection, and without pretending she earned what she hadn't. She has a lot to learn, but at least now she knows it. The board doesn't mention Richard anymore. They bring me questions, they expect real answers, and no one has to whisper about who's actually in charge. My only regret is not making this move sooner.